So this is a meditation for dark nights and difficult times. Sometimes, and even now in our world, we find ourselves in situations that are not of our choosing. We have situations we don't like, political leaders we don't like, taking actions that we don't believe in. We have people around us with wildly different behavior, value systems to ours, injustice. And as we look out at the world, we might think there is so much that needs fixing, and yet we feel powerless. So what do we do? Shantideva said we can't fix the world, but we can turn inwards and support our own mind. And Thich Nhat Hanh said once, when he was questioned how to deal with anger, he asked the person, what about the suffering? There is suffering that needs to be taken care of. Who's taking care of the suffering? Meaning, when we're angry, frustrated, exasperated, what's really going on is that within us, we are suffering. And that suffering is like a meditation bell calling us to practice, inviting us to develop wisdom, compassion, patience, to hold with gentleness not the world, but ourselves and the suffering in our own continuum. Because if we want to engage in the world in all its difficulty and glory and frustration, we need long-sightedness. We need to cultivate equilibrium, peace, fortitude, so that we're better equipped to face the challenges ahead. And so we do that by practicing mindfulness, kindness, and patience towards what's going on within ourselves. Because it's only ever us that we're really dealing with. External conditions are like a catalyst. But when we think we can't cope, what we're really saying is, there's things going off within me, and I don't know how to deal with it. And so we start with practice. So to begin, let's support ourselves by getting a gentle, supportive meditation posture. A posture that supports the mind and body. And so the best thing is to have a straight back, relaxed shoulders, head, letting go of any tension in the body. And we can use the breath, inhaling deeply, and then exhaling all the way out. And again, inhale and exhale. thoughts, worries, any tensions, anything that's keeping us from being fully present. And so, by way of motivation for this practice, we can recall the words of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, who says that we are here for a short time on this planet, 100 years at the most. And during that time, we should try to do something meaningful, something useful with our lives. And if we manage to help others, in that way, we discover the true meaning of life. And if we ask, what can we do for others? What do we have to offer them? We offer ourselves. We are the gift that we have to offer. And the world needs us. There's always someone who can benefit from our kindness. So we can think, I'm going to do this practice to develop my mind, to benefit others, to be a person of peace and light in the world. And I'm going to do this as part of my journey to enlightenment or full spiritual development, self-actualization, so that I can be of maximum benefit. And so take a moment now to bring your attention and focus to the heart. Notice any feelings, any sensations. Check in. What's going on? How is the heart doing? And whatever we find there, we just label it. Not evaluating, not judging, not suppressing. If there's sadness, we notice there's sadness. If there's peacefulness, we label peaceful. And if there's anger, we notice and label that there's anger. And we're doing this with the curiosity of a child exploring a forest, a light, curious, and happy mind checking in. So what's going on? And if you can, with your awareness and attention, get closer. Lean in. So often we run away and escape our emotions. But now, just as we would listen carefully to a hurt child, lean in. What's going on? And without trying to change or fix, suppress, grasp, allow whatever you find to be as it is. Let your awareness embrace it, support it, just as you would embrace and support a friend. Allow your heart to open in warmth to yourself and to whatever is going on. Just noticing with loving awareness. You can put your hand on your heart if you wish. You can use words. We're holding in gentle awareness the emotion or feeling or sensation that we find at the heart, tending to it the way we would a loved one. And if the heart is peaceful, we just let the awareness settle around the peacefulness. And if the heart is heavy, we expand the emotion, the awareness. We let the mind become like an ocean. The bigger the ocean, the less difficult it is to support the weight. So if there's heaviness, just expand the awareness lovingly around it to nurture, support it. We just carry what's ever going on, holding with gentleness the truth of our own experience. Not running away, not suppressing, not fixing. Being an attentive friend to whatever is present. And so for the next few moments, simply use the power of your own awareness, gentle, supportive, compassionate awareness, to be present with whatever is going on within you, just as you would a friend or a child. And when we tend to ourselves in this way, does the external event that may have precipitated our mood or our sensations, does it become more important, less important, or the same? And if we can hold our experience in compassionate awareness, like Trungpa says, if we offer a paddock to a grumpy cow, eventually it will lie down and sleep. So in the same way, when we tend to whatever's going on within us, holding it, does it get more acute, less, better, worse? Stay the same. What happens to us when we tend gently to what's going on within us? And when we pay attention in this way, especially to something difficult, we're cultivating our ability to develop compassion. Because compassion is simply the wish that others not suffer. But we can practice that towards the suffering in our own continuum too. And so having checked in with what's going on with us, can now bring to mind the fact that somewhere in the world there may be other people feeling the same way, having the same emotional experience or same physical or feeling experience that we are having. So allow your supportive, compassionate gaze to extend to them in solidarity. We know their experience because their experience and ours isn't different. And just as we can benefit from our own compassionate gaze, others too can be pacified by our calm and supportive heart. And so we extend and share this energy with whoever else, like us, might be in need of it. Start with us and expand outwards that which we've cultivated for ourselves. We hold others in compassionate awareness. And to conclude, we take a moment to remember the disagreeable people, the ones who behave in ways that we don't like, do the things we don't want them to do. And with a light touch, we expand our compassionate awareness to include even them. Because we know what it is to have emotions and feelings and things that we don't know how to bear. And they're just dealing with that too. And we get it. Because we know what it is to be human. And it isn't easy. They're just dealing with themselves. The unbearableness of whatever is going on within them that they don't know how to cope with. In any skillful way. And if we're honest, we've been there too. And so we send some supportive energy to them. Because Lama Zopa Rinpoche says, under the warmth of a compassionate gaze, people heal. And so we give that. Because we can. Because what we've cultivated for ourselves, we share with others. That's why we practice. And so we can resolve that when we conclude the meditation and get off the cushion, when we meet things in our day, we're going to try and take a moment to check in and take care of the suffering, to notice the suffering within ourselves and tend to that first, mindfully, gently, and with kindness. And so we can dedicate the positive potential that we've created from meditating in this way for the happiness and well-being and freedom from suffering of all sentient beings, for the well-being and peace of our world, for the cessation of conflicts and natural disasters, and for wisdom, love, compassion, and concern for others to abide in the hearts of our leaders, people in position of power, and all sentient beings. We dedicate for the hungry to have food, for hunger and famine to cease. We dedicate for respite for those afflicted by war, and for all conflicts and violence to cease. We dedicate for everyone to find perfect spiritual teachers, if that's what they wish, guiding them on the path to enlightenment. And we dedicate for ourselves, for our own enlightenment. And for whatever healing is needed in the world, we dedicate for that too.